All right, it's Saturday night in Old City. Let's start the freaking show. Let's do it. I am sober. No drinks tonight. Pretty much. I just wanted to come out here for a walk. We'll talk about that later. To start the show. Monday night, I did my open mic, over at the place, and we had a pretty good turnout. We had 14 comics and 5 audience members. The college kids didn't come back as I expected. But it was pretty cool. We had a good turnout. I was happy with it. I think a comedy club in the area was not open. So because of that, more comics came down. It was fun. That's all I can say. Did anything happen? Not really. But other than that, and then as far as the Jak'd comedy show, I didn't go. Thursday night, I went to the parking lot. I got myself. I went to California tortilla. I got me a lime chicken burrito with chips, case, and a drink. It was delicious. And then at Target, I dropped the shit in there, like the old school live stream stuff I used to do, but without the live, because I won't be doing that this summer. I'm not wasting my time on it. So before that, as far as the comedy show goes, we had some people drop out. The guy Casey Kev, who's the guy I do the show with, he was like, yeah, I'm sorry, man, but I'll be there. Of course he's going to be there. He wants the money. But he's like, yeah, I'm not going to go on stage. He was like, I got some stuff going through my head right now. I just don't feel well. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, Monday night, that's this Russian kid to replace the dead comic, Gary Frisch. I said, hey, I tried to hit you up last month. You were under the show. Like this young 18-year-old kid. He kind of sounds like Jean-Claude Van Damme. He doesn't look like him, but he sounds like he's got a cool accent. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. I was like, great. So I replaced it, but then Casey Kev canceled. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, I bought a mic stand and everything, though. I'm going to drop it off because the place doesn't have a mic stand. I'm like, okay, cool. So then Friday comes. I get a text message from Scott Terry, who's been on the show before. And he's like, hey, I'm sorry, man, but my back really hurts. I'm having back problems. I'm not going to be able to do the show. I'm like, are you fucking serious? So I didn't say nothing to him. I just said, okay, no problem. So now I got to replace 2 people now. I just had the lineup. I'm like, fuck, man, this always fucking happens. It's like a curse or something. The old Jack curse, I call it. So all of a sudden, I decided, no big deal. I'll replace with somebody. I'll get somebody. So all of a sudden, I hit this comedian up who's at my open mic. His name is London. I'm not sure exactly what he is. I'm not sure if I think he's Italian, but he looks Mexican kind of. And I said, hey, man, a spot just opened. You want to do my show? And he was like, where at? I told him, he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Great. So then I had to replace one more person. So I hit up this old guy, hit me up and said, hey, what's the next open mic? This middle-aged guy. I said, hey, do you want a spot tonight, man? I was like, a spot just opened up in my show. He's like, where at? I told the details. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. So I replaced the 2 comics. I got him. I was like, okay, good. We got the lineup now. So I updated the lineup again. Great. Awesome. So then I decided to leave out early. I go to Wawa, get myself a club sandwich. My stomach was really hurting. I hate to turn this into the poop show, but my stomach was like really hurting. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to Wawa. I'll get a club sandwich, and then hopefully I'll take a shit. And I ate, and my stomach still hurt. And I let out some really bad farts, but because I made tacos that day with a little bit of hot sauce. And yeah, nothing. So I was like, okay. So I got there pretty early. The show was supposed to start till 8. And I don't have to be there until 7:30ish. So but I got there like 7:15. And there was a couple comics that we started talking a little bit about the comic that passed away, about some other stuff. And then this Indian guy showed up. He's really funny, and he has a clean act. He's really funny, man. And I was like, are you here to support the show? He's like, yeah, I just came to support this guy. I was like, will you do the show if I pay you $10? He was like, yeah, I'll do it. I was like, great. So I put him in the lineup. So now we had an extra comic. Instead of having 9 altogether, we had 10. Which is awesome. So I was like, great, we got 10 comics now. So the show went pretty good. The only problem is the middle of the show, people started talking, like the last show. The beginning of the show, they were listening, they were into it, and then the middle of the show, more people came in, a lot of Jews in there. 2 comics brought a lot of Jews, which is good. It was a free show. And then they started talking. And at the end of the show, this guy with a guitar came up. They started listening more, so people left. The bar was more quiet. Then the Indian guy went up at the end, and I put him up at the end. He killed. He was fucking great. They loved it. They wanted more. And the bartender thanked me like 5 times. He's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I was like, hey, man, thank you guys. And the only problem was Casey Kev took money out of my end for the mic stand. I was like, okay, I calculated. I said, okay, I'll pay the comics. I should walk out with this much. All of a sudden, I look at the money. I go, wait, $30? How come the last show I walked out with like $50 or $60? What happened? He goes, well, I took some money off of the mic stand. I said, wait, why should I cut it on my end? You're the one that wanted to get the mic stand, not me. And he was like, well, I figured I'd take it out. And this guy brags about how much he makes and stuff. Like, I'm a mechanic. I make $1,500 a week, tax-free. I'm like, why the fuck are you taking this out of my money? So I was kind of like, not pissed, but like, what the fuck? So I had 4 beers last night. 4 beers at this place. My limit's usually 2, once in a while 3. I had 4 beers. And then he's like, let's go to Cabaret. I told Mike I'll be there. That's the bartender. And I was like, I don't know. So I went there, and I had another drink. So I had 5 beers. And I said, I'm going to drink a Coke and a water. I'm going to snack on some pretzels. And then time he drops back to my car, I'll be fine. There was these 2 girls in the bar. They were both pigs. One was a giant fat white whale. The other one was like this crack whore looking bitch. I think they were sisters. And he starts talking to them. I ignored them. I didn't give him any attention. They're like, who's your friend? And he was like, oh, this is my friend. We just did a comedy show together. And I barely said hi to them. And then they were like trying to talk to me, like, what's your situation, blah, blah, blah. They weren't interested in me. They just wanted attention. They were just disgusted. Just ugly whales. Well, one was a whale. One wasn't, but, just disgusted. If they were good looking, I would have talked to them. You guys know how I am. My hatred. So there was this guy sitting in the corner. He was this black dude. He had a funny laugh. And he was sitting in the corner of the bar, and he kept making jokes to the bartender. And the bartender was like, the bartender has my number. He texted me. He said, hey, the guy you're talking to, he's a really friendly guy, but he has a 12-inch dick. It's a black guy. He has a 12-inch dick, and his girlfriend pimps it out to people, I guess men and women. So I read this text message, and I start laughing. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, the guy wasn't even that tall. He looked like he was like 5'4", 5'5". And the bartender said me, it's no respect for anybody's personal information. So I just wrote back, ha 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 ha. And they were cracking jokes. They were talking about something called what was it called? A fucking train or something where you stick a fist in somebody's ass. I don't know what the fuck they were talking about. All I know is I was really drunk. I was just snacking on pretzels, trying to get sober. He dropped me back off in my car. I drove home. I had to piss really fucking bad. I was pissed myself. Luckily, there was a parking spot on the side, which never happens. I parked my car. I went inside, and that was it, folks. That was the Jak'd comedy show. I was happy about it, but at the same time, the middle sucked, but it was better than the last show. Because last show, they talked to the whole show. And also, they were making fun of my flyer on Facebook because I made the picture small. So the guy was like, what is this, a comedy show for ants? So they were making fun of my flyer, and I went on Facebook after I posted the pictures, and I said, despite my shitty flyer, we still had a great show. We still packed out the room, which proves nothing. It doesn't matter how fancy your flyer is. So we had a good show. Got a lot of likes on the Facebook and Instagram. Awesome. So that was last night. Then tonight I said I'm going to go down to Old City just for a couple hours. I fucking decided to take the train tonight because I was only going to be out for a couple hours. I don't feel like paying for parking and stuff. Hopefully my hoopty's okay. So I parked my car there. You see in the video, I recorded my whole walk down Columbus Boulevard and around the river. Then I was going to go to that wing place to get some wings. I decided not to. I was like, fuck it, I'll just get 2 slices of pizza because I don't know why I didn't feel like waiting for the wings because the wings are delicious there, but they take like 15 minutes. So I was like, fuck it. So I just got 2 slices of pizza for this Mexican place, and then an iced tea. I woofed it down, and that's it. I've been sitting, across from my Lucha Cartel spot for the last half an hour. I'm probably gonna take a piss and head out of here in a little bit. I really just wanted to get out of here for a little bit, just to go for a walk, enjoy some of the day. And if anything else happens, I'll add to it. The other thing that happened tonight was I was sitting down, and this black guy roasted me a little bit. He was like, hey, that guy looks like Drake. And then his white friend who was drunk was like, oh, he looks like kind of like French Montana. So I didn't say nothing to him. I just looked at my phone because they obviously wanted the reaction from me. So they were like, roasted me a little bit, which is like fine. I mean, the Drake thing, I really get that. Usually people think I look Jewish. They say I look like, of course, the number one person people say I look like is Jonah Hill, which is not very flattering at all. I'd rather look like Drake than look like Jonah Hill because Drake is at least an R&B singer who gets lots of coups. And, Jonah Hill gets coups too, but It's super bad. He was not good looking. So, and then the dude was joking. He kept getting his friend to go. The black guy was like, come on. His name was Josh. Apparently the drunk white guy. He's like, Josh, come on. Then this radio guy goes over and goes, what's up? And the white guy was like, get the fuck out of my face. And then the Indian guy was like, oh, I was just trying to help. And he's like, oh, I was just joking. And then his girlfriend was like, oh, he's a nice guy. She got all scared. And the Indian guy was going to get his ass whipped. And that's it. I'm just going to hang out here for a little while. But, folks, this is the first but yet worst comedy podcast in Philly. It's your favorite podcast that most people will not listen to. And we're going to wrap this up. Unless anything else happens, I'll add it. But if not, we're going to get straight to the odd news. All right, it's time to wrap this up. Let's get straight to it. Sushi chain sues a high school student who licked a soy sauce bottle for $480,000. Wow. I mean, I can get pressing, doing something about it, but that's a lot of money. How did they come up to that figure exactly? Hundreds attend church service generated by ChatGPT. Romanian ambassador to Kenya recalled for racist comment comparing African diplomats to monkeys. Oh, that's terrible. How could you do that? Man gets sued after leaving his blind date and her 23 relatives at a restaurant. Wasn't that story years ago? Was a story like that? Woman sued a guy for a date. This 14-year-old boy, Bay Area teen, is about to graduate from college and work for SpaceX at 14 years old. Wow. Some of us never accomplish anything. Lawyers blame ChatGPT for tricking them into a bogus case law. Feral hog steals 18 beers, gets drunk, and starts a fight with a cow before passing out under a tree. Usually bears do that. It was a hog this time. Canine dog Simalong seen as imperial. Now police body cams hold them accountable. The U.S. Supreme Court sides with a whiskey bottle brand Jack Daniels in its lawsuit against a company that sells a lookalike poop-themed toy for dogs. Save that for the poop show. Why thousands of dead fish just washed up along a Texas Gulf Coast? Did the Barbie movie really cost a run on the pink paint? Bull escapes trailer while owner eats tacos in Texas. 3-hour chase ensues. Now, where's the Florida stories? Those are the best. Where's the Florida stories? Tourists watch Russian get devoured by shark on Egyptian beach. Just watch? Didn't do anything? Well, what could you do? I wouldn't do anything. TikToker arrested allegedly breaking into a Busch Gardens entering an alligator pit. 3 severed heads from donor bodies left at employee's desk after complaints raised about alleged misconduct. France stabbing 2 children in critical condition. Suspect was a Syrian refugee. Hardee's and Cars Jr. introduce artificial intelligence drive-thrus. Oh, that's going to be fun. Now you can yell at a robot for fucking up your burger. Revenge served ice cold. Top LA law firm outs former partners racist sexist emails. Rick Ross wants to know who parachuted into his yard during a car show. Rick Ross, the black guy who takes his shirt off and thinks he has a sexy body, the fat black woman. Australia bans big penis. Rescue drama after huge inflatable duck drips out to sea. A GPS mistook took a 60-year-old driver to the Canadian border where he was arrested with 400 pounds of cannabis and over $600,000 in his car, police say. Damn, those GPSs do mess you up when you get to the back roads. How the hell did it take you that far? He just kept going and going. Robot pizza startup shuts down after cheese kept slotted off. Wildflower garden along Florida's turnpike has become a social media craze. Omega says 3 stabbers were involved in criminal plot to sell Frankenstein fake Speedmaster watch. This is interesting. Man gets fired from his job for taking toilet breaks for 6 hours every day. For 6 hours, that is a long time. Woman hands off baby to get involved in a wild supermarket brawl. What race is the woman? Let's see. No, you know what? Forget it. Surveillance video shows box-wearing bandit allegedly burglarizing Florida grocery store. UFOs. U.S. has UFOs. Non-human origin. Ex-intelligence officer claims. Tennessee woman allegedly paid to hire hitman to kill wife of her during a dating match. Outline pub. The Woolwich apologizes for misogynistic promotion offered free drinks based on bra size. That's not discrimination. But it depends. If you have fake tits, you don't get a free drink. Secret Service agents. Okay, I read that last week. And there's one more site we can go to. Let's see. Cows attack jogger in Boulder County. Now, when you say jogger, you know what? Never mind. Man arrested after hopping into a alligator enclosure. This is in Florida. Come on, Florida, you can do better than that. A giant dog-shaped smoke cloud exposed itself over Toronto. Truck spills loaded chicken guts blocking Florida North Carolina road. Officer shot and killed in holding cell. Suspect hit a gun underneath his armpit. Here we go. Here's a Florida story. This sounds interesting. Florida man dressed in a cat costume accused of stabbing roommate's neck. Bud Light ad searching for young female models goes viral. So now they want regular girls with vaginas? Well, that's for trans people. Florida man spent 100 days underwater. Says he feels 100 days underwater. Says he feels 10 years younger. U.S. suspends food aid for Ethiopia, citing world spread thief. Thieves steal cart vehicles from NASCAR street site in Chicago. I know it. Okay, never mind. Customer allegedly assault tried to rob Wendy's staff in Toledo over no cheese on chicken sandwich. Chicken spill over Fresno Road in California. Fresno County Road. Woman claims her extreme digestive issues were caused by raw chia seeds in viral PSA. Truck spills coffee creamer all over road. I had a joke for that. I can't think of it. Man faces charges after hoe driven onto pedestrian bridge. I think we're coming down to the wire here. Yeah, that's it, folks. Thank you all for listening to the show. I'll see you folks on the next one you just listened to, and we're out of here. Go fuck yourself, Cubby.